Have you ever just felt completely run down? Even when you're not actually sick? Maybe you seem to catch every single cold that goes around, or you just can't shake that sluggish, foggy feeling. You probably chalk it up to stress or maybe not enough sleep. But what if the real answer is hiding in plain sight, right there on your plate? Today, we're going to dive into something called immune fatigue and discover how the simple act of when you eat might be way more important than you ever thought.
So what's our game plan? Well, first, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden energy cost of our modern, constant eating habits. Then we're going to give this problem a name, immune fatigue, and I'll walk you through 5 key warning signs to look out for. But we're not going to leave you there. After that, we'll get into the good stuff, how to recharge your body, including a powerful technique called intermittent fasting. By the time we're done, you'll have a totally new way of looking at your own immune system.
All right, let's get right into it and start at the root of the problem, what I like to call the constant eating drain. It's something so many of us do without a second thought, but it has a massive impact on our body's energy supply. I want you to just pause and really think about this for a second. Does this question ring true for you? That feeling of being tired all the time, maybe a little bit out of it, just not 100%. You might get a full 8 hours of sleep, but you still wake up feeling like you could use another 4. This is an incredibly common feeling, and it's our very first clue that there's something bigger going on under the surface.
Now, this is the key piece of the puzzle. The amount of energy we're talking about here is huge. Think of your body's energy like a city's power grid. Every time you eat, you're diverting a huge portion of that power to one single, very demanding factory, your digestive system. Now, if that factory is forced to run 24/7 with no breaks, there's just not enough power left for the other critical city services, like, say, the city's police force and emergency responders, your immune system.
And that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today. This constant drain on your energy has a name, and it directly affects your body's ability to defend itself. So let's clearly define what immune fatigue really is.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. Immune fatigue isn't really about being sick in the traditional sense. It's more of a state of vulnerability. Let's go back to our energy budget idea. If you're spending most of that daily budget just on processing food, you have very little left over for your security team, your immune cells. This leaves your defenses underfunded, underpowered, and it makes you much more likely to get sick from whatever's going around.
This comparison just lays it all out perfectly. Look at the left side. When you're constantly eating, you can see all the energy is being funneled into digestion. Your immune cells, the little warriors that fight off viruses and bacteria, are basically running on empty. And the result? A high risk of getting sick. But now, look over at the right. When you give your body breaks from eating, you free up all that energy. It can be redirected to defense, to repair. Your immune cells get a chance to fully charge up, and you build a really strong, resilient defense system. It's a simple change, but the difference is night and day.
All right, so you get the idea. But how can you tell if you're actually dealing with immune fatigue? Well, your body is pretty good at sending signals. So let's go through 5 of the most common warning signs your body might be trying to send you. So the first sign is probably the one you'd expect. If you feel like you're that person who catches every single bug that goes through the office or your kid's school, that's a huge red flag. Or maybe when you do get a cold, it just seems to drag on forever. This happens because your immune cells are so busy dealing with the energy demands of digestion that they can't mount a fast, powerful response to a real threat. They're trying to fight a war on 2 fronts, and they're just getting overwhelmed.
And here we are, back to that feeling we started with. This isn't your normal 3 p.m. slump. This is a deep, persistent fatigue that follows you around all day. When we're eating all the time, our blood sugar can stay high for long stretches. Your body interprets this as a constant, low-level emergency, and it responds with inflammation. You can almost think of it like a tiny, silent fire that's always burning inside you, just slowly but surely draining your energy and leaving you feeling tired and foggy.
Now, this one might seem a little strange at first, but making your digestive system work all the time can actually make it worse at its job. Things like bloating, gas, or just that general feeling of discomfort, those are signs that your gut is out of balance. And why does this matter so much? Because about 70%, 70, of your entire immune system is located right there, in your gut. So when your gut is unhappy, your immune system's main headquarters is in chaos, and that weakens your body's entire defense network.
Your skin and your mouth can be like a window into what's happening inside your body. If you're suddenly dealing with more acne than usual, or you keep getting those annoying canker sores or mouth ulcers, that can be an outside sign of an inside inflammation problem. Your skin is one of your body's first lines of defense, and when it starts showing signs of trouble, it's a good hint that the whole system is under a lot of stress. And finally, number 5. If your usual seasonal allergies suddenly feel 10 times worse, or an old joint injury starts acting up, that could be a sign of immune fatigue. An overworked, exhausted immune system can get, well, jumpy and confused. It's kind of like an employee who's been working for 20 hours straight. They start making mistakes. Instead of calmly dealing with real threats, your immune system starts overreacting to harmless things, like a little bit of pollen, which just makes you feel even worse.
Okay, I know that all might sound a little bit doom and gloom, but I promise you, here comes the good news. Reversing immune fatigue and recharging your body isn't about some crazy diet or a bunch of expensive supplements. It's really about making a few simple, common-sense changes to your daily routine.
So let's just walk through these 5 steps. First, and this is by far the most important one, create space between your meals. It's time to stop the constant snacking and grazing. Second, have a lighter dinner. This gives your body less work to do overnight while it's trying to repair itself. Third, stay well hydrated all day long. Think of water as helping to flush the system out. Fourth, get some moderate exercise. Even just a brisk 20-minute walk helps get your immune cells moving and circulating. And finally, the foundation for all of it, you have to prioritize quality sleep. This is non-negotiable. Sleep is when your body's cleanup and repair crew does its most important work.
So we just talked about creating space between meals. Well, there's a very specific and incredibly effective way to do this that's been getting a lot of attention for all of its health benefits. So let's talk about unlocking the power of intermittent fasting.
Now, I know the word fasting can sound a little intimidating, but it's actually really simple. Intermittent fasting is not about what you eat, it's all about when you eat. It's just about creating an intentional window of time each day where you're not eating. This gives your body a scheduled, dedicated break from the non-stop work of digestion, and that allows it to finally shift its energy and focus over to other critical jobs like maintaining your immune system. So, why is this so powerful? Well, it's because it directly fixes all of the problems that we've been talking about. First off, it reduces the burden of digestion. That's the whole core of the issue right there. It also gives your gut a much-needed break to rest and rebalance itself. We also know from studies that it helps to lower that chronic low-level inflammation, that smoldering fire we mentioned. And most importantly, it gives your immune cells the downtime they desperately need to recover, recharge, and come back stronger than ever. So when you start to put all these pieces together, you can really begin to see a completely new way of thinking about what it means to be healthy and to have a strong immune system. It really is a fundamental shift.
I really want to leave you with this one central idea. We spend so much time and energy obsessing over superfoods, vitamins, and all the things we should be adding to our diet. But what this all shows us is that maybe the most powerful thing we can do for our immunity is actually subtraction. It's giving our body the gift of rest. That scheduled, intentional break from the work of eating is what allows our incredible natural defense systems to truly shine.
And so, I'll end with this question for you to just think about. Imagine all the energy your body is currently spending, day after day, just on digesting food. What could that energy be used for instead? More healing, better defenses against viruses, more mental clarity, more physical energy? By simply rethinking your relationship with food and with time, you can unlock so much hidden potential for a stronger, more vibrant you. So ask yourself, what could you accomplish with a fully charged immune system?